Hello, 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 everybody. Greetings to you. Welcome to our live World Championships chat. It's actually 3 o'clock in France, 10 minutes after 3, but we're getting ready to see the different races and to just comment or just to talk about it. Let's put it that way. Um, what's coming up? Up next, we have the 400-meter hurdles semifinals for women. That's coming up shortly. And then we've got the discus finals for women. And I can tell you that Jamaica has 3 semifinalists in the hurdles event for women, 400-meter hurdles. That will be followed by the 400 meters semifinals for men and for women as well. So it's a shortened program. It's a shortened version of the program tonight. Not a long um, proceeding tonight, but we're here and we're talking about what's happening. Golden Egg TV is here. Greetings to you, my friend. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to Jump It Live. It's live chat, World Championships chat. We're just here watching and discussing together about the different races. We're not showing the races live for obvious reasons. We don't want to receive any copyright infringement penalty from YouTube. But we'll tell you what's happening for those of you who can't see the different races, or we'll just ask for your opinion. If you want to join the platform, I've put the link, I've added the link in the chat. I've pinned the link so you can join and maybe come up here and talk some athletics. We're also multi-streaming to our second channel, which is Jump Sports channel, and I'm streaming to Facebook Live as well. This Facebook thing is new to me. Uh, it's new to me, but we're streaming live to Facebook, so everybody who is over by Facebook, wanna big up on yourself. Um, I wonder if the sound is okay because I think is the sound okay, guys? Can you hear me or not? Okay, I think you're hearing me, so that's fine. Let me just invite you to also, I think I'm going to watch it on this device, to like the stream as you come in. And in a minute or so, we're going to talk about the 200 meters. I'll tell you what the lane draws are like for the 200 meters. But here we have the first semifinals of the 400 meters for women. And in this race, we have got a Jamaican. Our top ranked Jamaican is in this race. It's Jenny Russell, and she's running out of lane 6. Russell is running out of lane 6. She has a personal best of 53.08, and she has run 53.63 this season. So that puts her in a pole position to qualify for the finals. And Jamaica has 3 representatives, so it will be good to watch and see how well they do. So wherever you are, greetings to you. CD is saying I'm having difficulties on my side, so I don't have the feed. That's what CD is saying. I could forward you an email, CDE, with something. Hang on, let me try and find it. So the race is still not yet run. They're getting down on their marks. We're looking at Russell in this one. Dalila Mohammed is also in the race. She's in lane 4, and Russell is in lane 5. So I expect those two to be the challengers in this race. And Dalila is one of the favorites for the gold medal, and she's running on American soil, so that makes her one of the favorites. But she'll have to battle the world record holder in McLaughlin. They've gone off, and I can tell you that Jenny Russell has already gone up on her opponent in the outside lane in lane 7. Russell is doing very well, and Sydney now steps up and takes charge of the race. It's the top two who qualifies for the finals. Mohammed is way out in front. Russell is fighting for second. It's going to be a ding-dong battle between Russell and the athlete in lane 4. Russell will finish third. So she will have to wait for the two remaining semifinals to see whether or not she will qualify. Um, Rishkova was the one who edged her that time, but Muhammad was clearly head and shoulders above the field here. So the American enters the final as one of the favorites. Russell from lane 6, well, she did not, but she finished third, but she will be hoping and waiting for the results to see if she qualifies as one of the fastest movers. RCD, I'll send you a link and you just download it and open with VLC. All right. Um, okay. So I've forwarded the link to you. And if there's anybody who is in the chat who wants to come up, Dane is in the chat. Greetings to you. Russell was in lane 6. Rishkova was in 5, and Mohammed was in lane 4. Vandervault was in lane 3. And so, well, Rishkova came second that time and qualifies to the finals. Jamaica has more interest coming up because we are in all 3 semifinals. In the second semifinal, we're going to have Rochelle Clayton. She is in lane 8. Clayton, she has run fast this season as well. She has run 53.90. Her personal best is 53.74. So she's not too far off her personal best, but she'll be running from lane 8 in the second semifinals. And in her semifinals, there is Shamir Little, the American. There's Britton Wilson, the American. There's Laikonen from Finland, and there's Femke Bol, who is from the Netherlands. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Rochelle Clayton to, yes, lane 6, that's what I said. It's going to be very difficult for Rochelle Clayton to qualify, but in a flat out race, you never can tell. It's a hurdles race, even though the hurdles in the 400 meters are not the same height as those of the 100 meters for women. The hurdles are shorter, but it's still a technical race, and you still need to get the balance between speed, stamina, and getting those strides between the hurdles. So anything is possible. He is trying to sort out his feed. I've sent you a link. Just download it and try and open it with VLC player on a computer, and it should work. So Mohammed that time, Dalila Mohammed looking very good. Her winning time was 53.28 seconds ahead of Rishkova 54.51 and Russell 54.66. So I would imagine that that time by Russell 54.66 will be fast enough to get her into the finals. But at the moment, she's the fastest loser, and there are two who will qualify by time. I know that they don't say fastest loser anymore, but for want of a better word, we're gonna just say fastest loser. We're gonna be traditionalists here. Please remember to give me a thumbs up as you come in. Greetings to everybody who is watching and from whichever platform you're watching. Greetings to you. You can leave a comment so I know that you're watching and I can, big it up. Remember to give us a thumbs up. And of course, you're looking at Team Jamaica. Well, I gave it to you last night, but if you haven't yet heard the news, I'm going to give you the lane draw for the women's 200-meter finals, which is expected to be the race of the championship. The 200 meters final for women, the lane draw is as follows. And then you can tell me what you think about the lane draw and who do you think will have the advantage. There's Mujinga Kambuji. She's in lane 1. Elaine Thompson will be in lane 2. Dina Asher Smith will be running out of lane 3. Sherika Jackson is in lane 4. Tamara Clark, the American, is in lane 5. Just behind Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, who is in lane 6. Seni is in lane 7 from Nigeria. And Abby Steiner, the American poster girl, well, she'll be running out of lane 8. So what do you think about those lane draws? Who do you think has the advantage? There's Elaine Thompson in 2, the defending champion Dina Asher Smith, she's in lane 3. Sherika Jackson is in lane 4. And Shelly-Ann Fraser is in lane 6. So there are those people who are saying that the lane draw doesn't really matter. Everybody's running 200 meters. But there is that other school of thought that suggests that, the lane draw does in fact matter based on who is seeing who and who is watching who throughout the race. So let me know what you think about that lane draw. So the second semifinals is now being run. Remember, guys, you can join the platform if you would like to discuss and join in the live chat. The link is pinned. You don't necessarily have to turn on your camera, but you can just come and talk. Let us discuss track and field. Wilson is in this one, so there are 2 Americans. And I think it's fair to say that the Americans have rebuilt their track and field program. So we are feeling the presence of the Americans a lot more than we were in recent times. Greetings to you, CDTV. CDTV has now joined us on the platform.
Yeah, good night. All right, so I got the feed up now. I got it on one spot. The VLC never work, but I got it on one spot.
Okay, excellent. So
So I think I might still be ahead of you a bit,
yes.
because the athletes are in the blocks now. I'm seeing, and we have Rochelle Clayton in this one out in lane 8, and they're off.
So lane
Here's the
eight.
first hurdle, and based on the stagger, she's currently leading. That's Clayton.
Yes, she has had a very good start. Let's hope she'll be able to maintain
Still,
the
still,
momentum.
still way out in front based on the stagger. Not an easy lane to run from lane 8.
And she
The
was doing well in the last round, but she stuttered in the final moments.
Right, so the athlete out in lane 3 now seems to have taken the lead, but Clayton is pushing on, and she should come second. Yes, she will finish second.
All right, so Russell Clayton is in the finals, guys. That's the first Jamaican in the finals out of
So
three.
the Dutch athlete came in first, the US athlete Little came in second, and Clayton came third.
Oh, Clayton finished third.
Yeah.
So, well, that means that she'll have to
I'm
wait
not
for.
sure. I'm not sure the standings though, because I saw her come second.
Yeah, because sometimes they have issues with. Let me see what my feed is showing. Yeah, she came second. She clearly came
Yeah.
second. Sometimes, well, oh, she might have been picked at the line, you know. She was picked at the line by
Yes, it looked
the
like she was tipped
athlete from
by
the
Little.
Netherlands. We'll have to wait to see her time. Already we have Janine Russell who is waiting to qualify by time, so we'll have to just wait to see how fast that time was by
But this heat
Clayton.
was pretty quick.
And once again, as she did in the last race, she faded away in the last moment, just as she did in the heats.
Yeah, she was somewhat leaning back as well. So the
Yeah, and
official winning time was 52.84. Her time is 53.63.
okay, well, and that's a personal best for her,
Yeah,
53.63. And
yeah, that's
that
her
means
personal best.
that Wilson is 53. Okay, so that means that Jenny Russell is out. Jenny
Right.
Russell is out of the finals because these two times are faster than Russell's time.
You mean third and fourth here?
Third and fourth in the second semifinals would have been ahead of Russell. So it means that Johnny Russell will not make it to another World Champs finals, at least not this year. Clayton now is taking a claim to qualify as one of the fastest losers. At the moment, she is the fastest loser. But Wilson from the US, she finished in fourth, but her time is still faster than Russell's time. So it means that Wilson from the US at the moment is holding on to the second fastest losers position. And we'll have to watch the third semifinal because with Sydney McLaughlin, we know that it's going to go very, very fast. But will the other athletes be able to keep up with her? There's McLaughlin in that one. And
Hmm.
well, Shane Salmon, the Jamaican, has the second fastest personal best, or is it the third fastest personal best? But Chakuk, she's in lane 8. That's going to be a bit challenging for her to run from lane 8. So Shane Salmon could very well qualify if she can hold off the challenge of the other athlete and if she can stay close to McLaughlin. This one is going to go fast as well. Katie is here as well. Greetings to you. Remember, guys, as you come in, to give us a thumbs up. The views are not really matching up with the thumbs up because sometimes we just forget. But for YouTubers and content creators, it's very important to get a thumbs up because what it does is that it creates more visibility for the channel. So greetings to you, Kadia. Greetings to everybody who is joining and all those silent viewers as well. And our Facebook viewers. Greetings and welcome to Jam Fest, Jamaican Vibes channel. And of course, we're also streaming on Jam Fest Sports channel, which is our newest venture. So if you're on Jam Fest, feel free to subscribe to our second channel, which is our Jam Fest Sports channel. So CDE, do you think that the lane draws matter in
the 200?
In the 200, for example?
Yeah, to some extent, because the whole you have to angle to run the curve. It can affect you, so it does have an impact. And then you definitely want to see the athlete, your competitors. If you're out in lane 8, then it's more difficult for you.
It's more difficult. About in lane 6, I'm thinking like lane 6 would favor somebody like a Shelley and Fraser because the curve is not as it's less of a curve, if you will. It's more in a
you can stay more upright in like a lane 5 or 6 as opposed to a lane 1 we have to bend for longer going around the curve.
Right. I guess sometimes because of how the lanes are assigned, and if you are able to make up the stagger, if you're in say a lane 2 or 3 and you make up the stagger coming off the curve, it looks like you have an advantage. But I think it's more the question of being able to see your opponent, to see, and you can like use certain opponents as gauge. So like Sherika Jackson will be able to look at Shelly and Fraser to see that, she's a fast starter. You don't want her to be opening up too much of a stagger on you to head into the home.
Them start already. Jesus have mercy, they start.
This one always comes with the exact same name. I don't know why.
Oh, you had it already? Hold on.
Yeah, I blocked the person.
YouTube need to do the better.
Yeah, especially with a name like that. Come on. Is that a new
guys?
message?
Remember to hit the thumbs up.
Is that a new message or it's the same? It's.
I'm not seeing one in the chat itself.
Yeah, I think there's one that's there.
No. You block it. You block it in StreamYard, so it's just going to show the message to you.
Oh.
I'm not seeing it on YouTube side. It's blocked.
Okay. All right. So we have coming up next the third semifinals of the 400 hurdles for women,
and they are off. Looks like we're in second based on the stagger.
That's Shian Salman from Jamaica.
So the USA leading, Jamaica second, Norway third, based on the current speed.
And so
coming around
in the world record holder from the US.
200 meters. McLaughlin is out in front, Salman second. Tachuk is third. Come on, Jamaica. She's gone. So McLaughlin is way out in front. The athlete out in lane 8 is making a run. So Jamaica now falls back to third. And again, we finished third in this heat.
Okay, so
So Woodruff from, but it looks like Cuba came in
yeah.
second.
So Salman will have to look at the time to see if she can run faster than the 53.
I'm just based on the blind eye. This heat looks slower than the rest.
That's
So
McLaughlin, the favorite. She's the world record holder. She set the world record this very year, and it could mean that Jamaica will only have one
Woodruff is
representative in the
Panamanian.
finals.
Woodruff is Panamanian.
So, and that's an American, Latin American record there for Woodruff. And Salman looking disappointed, and
This again.
yeah, I've noticed a number of the Jamaican quarter milers tend to fade in the final 30 meters. And I'm wondering if they do enough strength work. Normally you would see like the 200-meter runners or even the sprinters running 400 meters at the start of the season to increase their speed work. But you rarely see 400 or quarter milers running the 800 to increase their speed work. And I mean, I'm no coach, but I'm just thinking that that could very well help. You
Yeah,
know,
we're not doing enough strength work.
is that person back?
I blocked it already.
Okay. Guys, let me just apologize for the spammers who are spamming the channel. Mystic Sensation is here saying bless up John Fett. Greetings to you, Mystic. Blessings and honor. And Mystic saying hello to CDE as well. So based on that run, it means that Woodruff from Panama would qualify as one of the fastest losers, as well as our
Hey,
own
Mystic.
Russell Clayton. So it means that we'll have one finalist in the 400-meter hurdles for women. So that's a bit disappointing because we had some um, top athletes there. Russell will definitely be disappointed. And I thought Salman had a chance given her semifinal, but um, that's quite
No,
disappointing.
them are coming fast and furious now.
And it's the same, but isn't this the same name? Like,
It's bots, so you're gonna find said then just
all right. Coming up next, we have the 400-meter semifinals for women, and I'm going to be greedy to say that I expect at least two finalists in the 400-meter finals for women, and maybe even three. Because McLeod looks to be in very good shape. McPherson is always going to be competitive. And Cherokee Young, well, she hasn't run as well as she has all season, but let's hope that she gets her race together. and do something special in the semifinals. That is coming up in 5 minutes time. I'll give you the heat. I'll give you the lane draw.
They're actually coming out on the chat now.
So in the first semifinal, we will have from Portugal as Bedo. There is the Brazilian Vitorino in lane two. Candice McLeod is in lane three. Klebasinka is in lane four from Poland. The Polish athletes are always dangerous in the 400. Adeleke from Ireland, who ran really well in the heats. She's going to be in lane five. Mila Weibo from the Bahamas, she's in lane six. The American Lena Irby will be in lane seven. And Victoria Ohurugu is in lane eight, the British. And I think Victoria is probably the sister of the former world champion, who was Christine Uhurugu, also from Britain.
This race is a loaded race, though, you know. A lot of big names.
There are a few big names in it, so you would expect Shawnee Miller to be above the rest, but uh,
Candice is a fighter, though, you know. Candice McLeod
Candice
is
is
a
a
fighter.
fighter, and she has been running well all
Yeah.
season.
Guys, please remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new.
And Candice is the national champion.
Yeah.
She win. I think she did win the national title, Candice McLeod.
So I'm seeing Mila Weber on the screen. Is that Ali to have a lot of respect for?
Definitely, and I had the chance to meet her in Paris at the Diamond League this year. It was a brief meeting, only for about what 5 seconds, but she's
still
really graceful.
still a meeting.
Still a meeting.
And her personal best is 48.36. And that was run this year.
And she has been a consistent performer. She took
Yeah.
over the baton from Sanya Richards Ross, if you remember. And, you know, she's always won for the big times, Shawnee Miller. She has messed up a few finals, I have to say. But I think she has, in recent times showed that she is in fact a champion.
I think her most famous race was the infamous dive.
Yes.
So this is actually, I think, a loaded race. I think all the big names are in this one.
Yes. And watch out for the Polish athlete Anna Kielbansinka, if that's how you pronounce it. She's in four. McLeod is in three. Weibo is in six. And Adeleke from Ireland, who surprisingly did very well in the earlier round, she will be running out of lane five.
So Azevedo, Vitorino, McLeod, Miller Weibo. A lot of big names in this one.
And there are quite a number of athletes who have gone under the 50 barrier. Irby is one of them. Miller Weibo has gone sub 50. And Cherokee Young, the Jamaican, she'll be in the heat, the next semifinals. She has gone sub 50 as well this season. So lots and lots of talent in the quarter mile. So guys, remember to just hit that thumbs up button as you come in. Hit the thumbs up button. Even if you're a silent viewer, hit that thumbs up button. Share the live if you can, and feel free also to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber as yet. So 400 meters, first semifinal for women.
Okay, so they're down in the blocks. Set position, and they're off. So the athlete in lane 4 seems to have cut the stagger on a lot of the athletes so far. Mila Weber going very well.
That's an athlete from Poland, and she's very dangerous.
But Mila Weber seems to be way out in front based on the stagger. Candice is now making her move.
And the Polish athlete really started very fast. I'm wondering if she'll be able to maintain that momentum.
So it's currently Mila Weber, McLeod second. The Polish athlete is in third, but she's fading. McLeod is coming.
McLeod looking very good off the
Very
bend.
good. So it's Mila Weber, McLeod, the Polish athlete, and the Nigerian seems to be fourth. So the US athlete was run out in this one.
The American athlete is out, and Jamaica has its first finalist in Candice McLeod, qualifying for the finals behind Mila Weber, and that was no slow race, 49.56 for Mila Weber.
Yeah, not a bad time at all.
And you just have to love the conditioning of Mila Weber. She always seems so fit, so strong, and
49.55, not a bad time at all.
So guys, tonight it's the 400 semifinals, and for both men and women.
And then she started to ease down at about 60 meters left. Just looking left and right to make sure no one is coming up.
Yes.
And shutting down.
That's how comfortable Charlene Miller was.
So Candice McLeod's time was 50.05.
And that's a season's best for Candice McLeod. The young Uhuru got a personal best at 50.99.
50.99.
Herbie from the US is out. She finished sixth, so she is out.
Yeah, that's one less person to worry about.
So, I mean, if Jamaica were to get 3 finalists in the 400 for women, it could put us in a competitive position for the 4x4. Although the US has some very good athletes to come in. You have McLaughlin from the 4 hurdles and Mohammed from the 4 hurdles who they could draw for. So.
But usually the 4x4 is Jamaica, US Jamaica and something there.
Yeah, US v Jamaica.
Right. So the gold and silver normally comes from those two.
Although Poland sometimes can be good in the 4x4, but it's usually Jamaica versus the US, and Jamaica will have to find a fourth athlete to, at least keep the stagger competitive. Because Candice is now a sub 50. McPherson is a sub 50 athlete, and Sharkey Young is also a sub 50 athlete. So you have three sub 50 athletes on your 4x4 team. It is going to make you competitive.
So all that is going on, the women's discus final is underway as well.
So coming up is the second semifinals for the 400 for women. Stefian McPherson will be in lane 3. Kazmarek from Poland will be in lane 4. I told you about the Poles, they're dangerous. Kofil from the Dominican Republic will be in lane 5. And Alia Abrams from Guyana is in lane 6. So you would not want to bet against Stefian McPherson in this one. And potentially Kazmarek from Poland. You expect those two to be the favorites for this one. Just to say a pleasant evening to Golden Egg,
Stephanie McPherson,
our Korean friend.
Stephanie McPherson is out in lane 3.
And McPherson was very disappointed last year in the Olympics when she finished 4th. She was in the form of her life and it just didn't work out for her. She at one point seemed as if she wanted to give up track and field, but then she's back this season and, she has a strong mentality and will be competitive. So it's good to see Stefian back at her best, trying to qualify for yet another world finals. So 400 meters, there's Kazmarek from Poland and Stefian McPherson from Jamaica in lane 3. And she looks happy and she looks ready. So that's good from McPherson playing with the camera there. So let's see if Jamaica can get a second finalist in the 400 hurdles for women. And I have to say the women's team has been doing very, very well.
They've been carrying the flag.
They've been carrying the flag. The men's team has been affected by misfortunes, disqualifications, injuries. And it's very hard to see where that medal is going to come from for the men's team, given the races that are left. We have the 400 meters for men, and then it's the 4x1 and the 4x4s. I mean, in a relay, you always have a chance.
Yeah.
But it's not looking very promising.
All right. So these ladies are off. We're on the back stretch approaching 200 meters to go.
McPherson
We
has had a very good start as well.
we have the Dutch athlete out in front. Stephanie McPherson is cutting the stagger now, coming into the lane, looking to be in the lead. It is now she's second. She's going to end up third. So the athlete in lane 5, that's Cofield.
Schofield, the young athlete there, taking this one.
Cleaver came in
McPherson
second from
third.
the Netherlands. Stephanie and McPherson came in third.
And I think that McPherson being so close to Cofield might very well have a chance to qualify as a fastest loser.
She just realized she won.
That's young Cofield that time.
The Dutch lady ran a national record, 50.18.
I think she was in lane.
She, the Dutch athlete was out in lane 8.
Well, yeah, she was in lane 8, so she ran really, really well. Carver, national record for the Netherlands. That was the race of her life to qualify. McPherson will have to wait to see the timings. But
I think McPherson might have 50.20 based on where she finished.
yeah,
So she might
uh,
might have a chance.
I think it will be enough.
And again, she looked like she just started to tie up at the end and then start reaching. She lost form.
And once again, it comes down to the point we were making earlier about the
Strength.
Jamaican quarter milers struggling toward the end of their races. It's very rare when you see them come up to the last 30 meters and can close on the other athlete. I think
Oh, that's a
outside
lot.
of maybe
50.56.
50.56. So that's
It's a bit
could be
iffy.
could be enough. Could be enough. McLeod came second at 50 points. So um, unless we have two athletes who run faster than 50.56, then McPherson will qualify. So um, so I'm just trying to look at the results for the first heat to see whether or not McPherson is in pole position. Well, she is in pole position to qualify for the final. So unless two people can run faster than 50.56, then McPherson will have been the second Jamaican to qualify for the final of the 400 meters on Friday.
What was it? What was the third and fourth in the first heat?
I'm not seeing it, but let me just a minute. Let me tell you. I'm pulling that information up right now. For the first heat, it was 50.65 for Kiel Basinka, the Polish athlete. So
Third.
that would mean that she was third, right?
Right. So
So,
she's still in it.
so she would be still in it, but McPherson would be faster at 50.56. So McPherson is in pole position to be in
Right.
yet another final. And it's difficult to find four athletes who will run faster in the third semifinals because it's the semifinals with the slowest um, athletes. There's Paulinho and Cherokee Young in that one, but you would expect it to be slower than the others. So Paulinho, the favorite, she's in lane three. Young from Jamaica is in lane two. And let me just say greetings to all those watching on Facebook. So young Cherokee Young looking to qualify for her first World Finals, and that would be a story indeed. She had a very good NCAA season, so let's hope that
But you know what is interesting? How many US athletes have made it through so far?
zero. And that is
Wow.
very interesting indeed. So maybe the Americans are not as strong in the quarter mile as we thought, because in the third semifinals, you won't be able to look beyond uh, Paulinho. Talita Diggs is there for the US. So she's the last flag bearer for the US, really. But let's see if she'll be able. She's out in lane six. Williams from Barbados is in five. Paulinho, the favorite, from lane three. She's from the Dominican Republic. She already has one gold medal from this championship because she ran in the 4x4 mixed relays that was won by the Dominican Republic. America, the United States came third in that one with Alison Felix, you will remember. So, semifinals three.
So key thing to watch here is the time for the winner and the second place. So if this heat is slower than the others, then we know there's a problem. We have an athlete putting her hand up, and they have all gotten up. So it's not a false start.
It's Diggs in the American athlete who seems to have been uncomfortable that time.
Mm-hmm.
Kalita Diggs of the US. The starter is going over to her to see what the issue is, and she'll have to provide a suitable explanation. So the entire field is given a green card.
So we're expecting Paulina to win this heat, win the semifinal.
Then it will be quite open behind her.
Okay, back to the blocks again. But the eyelash them do. And they're up and they're off. Clean start. So the dumb rep athlete is out.
Paulinho is already opening up some stagger on Cherokee Young. Young needs to just focus on her own race.
Yeah.
Um, she normally starts out slowly and then tries to finish fast. But
Okay, here she comes now. Here she comes now.
And the athlete from lane one is also running very well. The,
Cherokee Young is fading, so we're not going to.
the Barbadian is also running well.
So we have
Cherokee,
fifth,
is she fading? She's coming back?
fifth.
Fifth. Yes, fifth. She just tied
So
up
the
there.
winning time in this one is 49.98, unofficial.
Unofficial. So Cherokee Young will not make it to the finals, but the good news is that Candice McLeod and Stephanie Ann McPherson, the two finalists from Tokyo, will be in the finals here.
And Diggs doesn't make it.
So there will
So
be
we have
no
no
Americans.
US athlete in the final.
We need to check the stats because that's probably the first time in history that there's no American quarter mile in the final. Certainly since Alison Felix and Sanya Richards,
Right.
you would have to go way, way back. Although she
So
might,
Diggs time is 50.84, which is way slow.
so that's slower than the athlete from the Panama Woodruff. So it means that Young is out, but so too is Diggs. And Seda Williams from Barbados makes it. She ran 50.12. And well, 400 battle between Shawnee Miller and Paulinho is shaping up. But can the Jamaicans spoil the party? Candice McLeod will be there.
So we
And
have the
I'm
men's 400 semifinals coming up with our very own Chris Taylor in this one,
and Taylor is in semifinal one. So
running out of lane 5, I believe.
the guys don't go anywhere. Um, this is going to be interesting. Taylor hasn't been running as well as last year, but he made the finals last year. So let's see if he will be able to find the resources necessary to make the finals again. This would be his first World Championship finals. And in terms of individuals, he would be the last hope for a men's individual medal for Jamaica, Chris Taylor. He's in lane three. Dylan Barley is the youngest of the Barley brothers. There are triplets, and then there is Dylan. So I think there are four of them. So Dylan Barley is from Belgium. He's in lane four. Matthew Hudson Smith from Great Britain is in lane five. And Michael Norman from the US is in lane six. So it is a high quality field that Chris Taylor will have to overcome if he's to qualify for the finals. Remember, it's the top two plus the next two fastest losers, and that's just confirmation on screen that Stephanie Ann McPherson and Candice McLeod have qualified to the final. McLeod finishing second in hers, and Dean is saying that Seda Williams from Barbados is actually coached by MVP. She's a member of the MVP track club. Stephen Francis, they're doing a very good job. And I think it's his brother Paul Francis who is coaching at MVP. Paul Francis is actually the coach of Sherika Jackson. And we can clearly see her development. You know, last year Jackson was very disappointed to not make the finals. You'll remember that she tried to control her semifinals slowed down and eventually got eliminated from the, well, it was the heats, I think.
Hmm.
She didn't make the finals last year, so I'm sure Sherika Jackson will be trying to prove something this year in what is her better event. But Shelly Fraser Price looks comfortable as well in the 200. She has worked on the end of her race. She did run some 400 at the velocity meets earlier in the season, and she clearly has a lot more stamina, Shelly Fraser. And we saw that helped her in the 100 because she wasn't fading at all. And in her semifinals last night, she looked very comfortable indeed. So it makes it all the more interesting for tomorrow's final. Final will be at 9:35 Jamaican time tomorrow for the women's 200, and then the night will round off with the men's 200. So I think the organizers are looking for something special in the men's 200 between Lyles and Knighton, but I think it's clear to say that the women's 200 will probably be the race of the
Yeah,
champions.
that should be the race of the championship.
So as far as the semifinals for men are concerned, Chris Taylor is in the first semifinal, and then Nathan Allen is the second Jamaican who will be up in the second semifinal. He'll be running from lane 8. Okay, so only two Jamaicans in the semifinals. Uh, so it's going to be interesting. In Nathan Allen's semifinal, there's going to be Michael Cherry and Kirani James. So it gives you an idea of the uphill task that awaits Allen if he's to qualify for
And
the final,
Taylor.
and Taylor. I know Taylor likes the 400, but I would probably prefer to see him in the 100 and the 200. I think that he has
I
the,
don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why he went up to the 400. I think he's a lot better sprinting.
he's a lot better sprinting. So unless he's trying to do something like what Sherika Jackson is doing, which is learning the 400 and then eventually moving down. But I think that's an error of judgment in terms of event
Yep.
choice because for me and for many people, he would be a better 200, 100 runner. And I still think that he needs coaching. Um, I still think he runs with his head in an awkward position. And I think that that does take off some of his
Yeah.
efficiency. You know, he
It,
runs
it,
the
it, it's
position of his body.
it. Yeah, his form is somewhat fighting himself.
Yeah. It's almost like he's always running around a curve, you know, his head is always at a 45-degree angle. So he needs proper coaching. I like when athletes are coached and you can see the influence of the coach. For example, as I said before, looking at Shelley and Fraser Price, you can definitely see um, her coach's influence this season. You can see that she's stronger toward the end of her races. So you see that and you're like, okay, the coach is working. You look at Sherika Jackson, she's a lot more powerfully built. Her start has improved. So you look there and you're like, okay, I think she is being coached to start her races better. But some athletes, I mean, that was one of Merlin Otti's problems. Otti never really
Right.
had a coach. Somebody to teach her simply that when you get to the finish line, you need to lead like a hurdler, because it makes the difference between you edging out someone with your torso or not. And that's a mistake I saw someone like a Merlin Otti making over and over and over again. You know, so um, Elaine Thompson, you could say that, her start has always been her Achilles heel, no pun intended.
Uh,
Yeah, you need to see the coaches at work. And I mean, sometimes we ask whether or not when they go to the US, if the coaches have their best interest at heart. Somebody like an Omar McCloud, after what happened last year, he should have been properly taken by his coach, worked on, his mentality and psychology or whatever.
yeah, he
Coaching,
need he needed some fixing.
yeah, coaching is not just teaching you to run and kick and pull and lift weights. It's also, to look at your diet, your physical shape, your mental shape, your family situation. Everything plays a part. But here is the first semifinals
Big up
of the
yourself mixing with the more fat welcome.
Let of yourself Mofat.
In the blocks, set, they're off. Taylor got a brilliant start. He did get a brilliant start, and he already cut the stagger on the athlete outside him. But
Who is
Norman
Dylan
seems to be
Bourne.
way out in front. Norman is well out in front based on the stagger.
Yes, Norman really looking comfortable. But Taylor is running really hard in the
But
first.
he's under pressure now. Smith is putting some pressure on Norman. Taylor is coming through for third. Fast finishing Taylor. So Norman, Smith, Taylor, Nene or Nene, Borley, Wadge, Feliz, and Beck in that order.
44:30, the winning time. Taylor would look to have run 44:9. It might be enough for the finals. We'll have to wait and see.
No, Taylor's time gonna be 45, 45, 1, 45, 1, 2, based on what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
And he's totally spent.
Which is normal. That's how he looks at
Yeah.
the end of all his 400-meter races. He has an asthmatic condition. Taylor does.
Which is why I find it hard to understand why he's doing this distance race. You
Norman
know,
had a brilliant start, but then Hudson Smith just
yeah,
upped the tempo.
Taylor did push in the last 60 meters.
He did push and close the gap, and you know that was a very brilliant run from Taylor as well. Courageous run from him,
So Taylor is credited with 44.97.
which is what I probably expected, a 44.9. So that I think will be enough for the finals, but we'll have to wait and see because the second semifinal is has some monsters in it.
Fourth place is 45.27. So just make note of that time as well.
So third place for Christopher Taylor there.
Chris Moore says the start don't really affect for it. Well, I believe it does. Because if you don't get a good start, then you're left struggling for the rest of the race.
Big up to Moffat. I think McLeod was using the passing of his relative or friend as an excuse. That's what Moffat is saying. And Dean says, Taylor third, you know I speak it as it is, says Moffat. Dean was betting on a sub 45, 45, 44 9. That was Taylor's time. Moffat is saying start doesn't. It depends because it depends on the race strategy because you could run the first 100 really hard, relax around the back stretch, get in a good curve, and then try to use momentum in the last 100 meter. Or you could take it a little slowly in the start and hope to finish fast. So um, you will notice that those athletes who tend to start out really fast in the 400, they will eventually fade in the home stretch. So just like the 800, the 400 is a tactical race where you're judging how best to use your speed and your strength. Because some athletes don't necessarily have the finish. So but you do need a proper start because if you look at Cherokee's race, she usually starts out a lot slower, and then in the home stretch, it becomes too much work. So you need to, um, if I had to give the formula for a 400-meter, it would be fast, slow, fast, steady. First 100 you go really fast. Second 100 on the back stretch, you sort of, you know, steady the ship. Then you run a hard curve, and then just use the momentum and relax in the last stretch. So Moffat saying start doesn't give you an advantage in the 400. Having a great start for the shorter distances to me is important. That's what Moffat says. And for some reason, the biology is that those who tend to finish harder tend to have poor starts, like somebody like an Elaine Thompson whose top end speed is so
Yeah.
fast, tends to, have to go into the gear from gear one, which is a slow start, to gear two, whereas Shelley and Fraser, she bullets up to gear five immediately, and then it's trying to not get down too much. And I mean, traditionally, the better starters or the best starters are usually, especially in the sprints, they are the ones who tend to do best.
Boy, Moffat it rough pan all of them meal at them. Cause them not live up to reputation at all.
Well, I called it that the men were not going to get any medal. That was how I saw it. And well,
I
I
mean,
don't think.
we have opportunities in the relays.
Well, in which one? In which relay though?
Remember is a obstacle race now. The button cannot go around for somebody and it go around for you. So
True.
anything is possible.
I mean, once you're in it, you do have a chance. I mean, I don't remember the placings in the 100, but I think people like Bailey Cole and
We should get a medal in the 4x1.
Oblique Seville is there.
We should get
So
a
is
medal in the
Blake. I
four
don't
by
know
one.
if Blake is injured or if they just thought that it was better to preserve him for the relay. Uh,
I wouldn't use him on the relay.
you wouldn't take the risk.
No, I think he's definitely carrying some form of injury and mentally he's wounded. I wouldn't use him in the relay.
You can't take out the national champion, can you?
I
But I
would.
mean, Nick Civil is there, and that's a
Oh Lord. And Nathan Allen pulled up. So Allen has already pulled up.
and he pulled up like in within 5 strides he stopped. So that's another bad news for the men's team. And once again, the men's team in shambles, really. Bad luck, injuries. We
And
saw it with
James is going away
Rashid.
with this one.
Yes, Kieran James looking comfortable. Uh, the American athlete is being passed as well, so and it's not looking like it's a faster race. 44-7, so I think it means that Chris Taylor will qualify to the finals based on what I'm seeing here. So Chris Taylor qualifies to the finals of the men's 400 meters. Kieran James looking back to his best, really. And in the absence of Stephen Gardner,
No, no,
James is
no.
probably,
I'm actually one. I'd love to find out what happened with Allen because he seems to be walking fine. So it's not necessarily a pull.
and he seems upset as well. So did he think that there was a false start? What's going on? That is just weird. Did Allen think that there was a false start, or because he looks really upset?
It's gonna be very interesting to hear what happened with him.
Well,
I'm not sure where he trains in a Mofat.
who Nathan Allen?
I'm not sure where he trains.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Dane can tell us.
No, we're just it's not a false start. We're just saying that I don't know what happened with him, but he 5 strides out he just stopped running.
Well, that's another. That's more bad news for the men's team, and the men's team really struggling this championship. There is Christopher Taylor though, who is in the finals of the 400.
Yeah, but when they start looking at the 4x4 team now, it's in problem.
Well,
See,
depending on whether or not Allen is injured, there's still people like Akeem Bloomfield.
guys, remember to hit the thumbs up as you come in. Subscribe to the channels.
There's still, I mean, we do have quarter milers, people who should be able to step in and,
More fight, I think Davian Clark is a long way from that coming back right now. And just an update in the women's discus, the Chinese athlete Feng is out in front.
I think Davian Clark is now a coach. I think
Yeah.
he's head of the, what, University of, I don't remember where exactly, but he's a coach now because I heard that during the national trials that he had brought down some athletes and stuff. So, but I think he's based over.
David Clark was the one who them said used to look like police are run down thief.
I mean, we used to have some good quarterfinals. Greg Horton
Yeah.
for years. Um, Michael McFarlane. They were probably not the great individual 400 runners, but in a relay, we were almost always guaranteed a silver or a bronze. It was never the case where,
There's this one I'm trying to remember. Um, he was around in Bolt's time, and they said he would have been one of Jamaica's better quarter milers. I can't remember his name.
um,
Him have kind of an Indianish look, coolie look,
hmm,
muffy hair.
can't remember, but we had
But he was
who?
always injured. Maybe Moffat can tell me.
He's saying Isa Phillips.
No man, it's not Phillips.
Even Irma Kinley could help out. No, but Jermaine Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, right? That dude.
Yeah, Gonzalez was oh, Moffat is your friend. Uh, he was one of those who would huff and puff but not quite blow the house down. Gonzalez. But even Akeem Bloomfield, many people said that Akeem Bloomfield was like supposed to be the next Michael Jordan at one point. You know?
Michael
That
Johnson.
no, Michael Johnson, yes. uh, but his transition has been slow. I mean, didn't he run 43 at one point, Akeem Bloomfield?
I
But
think
he
he
has
did.
just not been able to, you know, progress. I think sometimes it's the coaching situation, some of the decisions that these athletes make, especially when they go overseas. For some reason, I'm not saying that it's better to train in Jamaica because there are people who went overseas and did well. Veronica Campbell went overseas and did well. So, but I mean, I'm concerned about the progress of some of the athletes, even somebody like Brianna Williams. Brianna Williams should have qualified to run the individual 100. It shouldn't have been Kemba Nelson. If
Right.
you look at an athlete who should have been progressing, based on talent and the years behind her now, and people are questioning should she leave Attobold and stable because the progress is not as fast. If you look at even somebody like a Tina Clayton, her progress seems even more impressive than a Brianna Williams at the moment. You know, so now we see Brianna Liston who chose to go to the US. She's one of our finest talent, and we're just hoping that you know she can be preserved. We look at Kevona Davis. I think this year Kevona has had a good year, but Kevona Davis was supposed to be challenging um, Elaine Thompson, those girls by now, based on the talent that she had. Yes, she ran 10-8 this season, but would she have been better off in Jamaica? I don't know. The question has to be asked. But certainly for the men, there's a big problem with transition. We have had some talented youngsters, someone like a Roy Bailey, right? I don't. You're probably too young to know Roy Bailey, TDB.
No, I don't know that person.
But Roy Bailey tore down champs. Roy Bailey was probably more talented than Usain Bolt in terms of times that he used to run and like a teenager running like sub 20 and then stuff. Like he should have. We were. I thought Roy Bailey would have been Olympic champion. You know, um, as you said, even somebody like Javon Matheson. Where is Javon Matheson? Where is Javon Matheson?
Nobody know. Well, somebody will know, but
Matheson should have
I
been
don't.
in. I don't even think he came to the trial. You know, but Matheson and well, okay, at least you see Christopher Taylor. He's battling away. But Matheson was so talented. He should have been,
Yeah,
competing.
yeah. Mixing. We know the story of Tesfa Latte.
And Mixon is saying, look out for the twins. Roy Bailey was fast, Roy Bailey, even one before him named Omar Bailey, should have been Olympic finalist. Lambert Thompson says Bloomfield put on too much weight and was always resistant to the 400. Well, that's another thing. Is it that some of them don't like the 400 training? Is it that, I mean, I used to train when I was at UWI. I used to train for what we used to call it, cross country, then distance stuff. Then.
For
Man, it was the hardest thing to wake up every morning, like 5 o'clock. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody knock up your door and you have to go run. Sometimes you're tired. I have to get up, go run cross country. The training is hard, believe me. And then at one point they say we have to train morning and evening. So it is like you get up, you run, you go class, then you have to go run and the training is hard. So I know that the sprint training is more exciting than training for the quarter mile. But I know that there is a deficiency in coaching, man. Tesfa I know that name.
yeah, he was touted as going to be one of Jamaica's next greatest sprinters, at the
Yeah.
young age.
There was one who used to do hurdles named MacGyver. MacGyver should have been, I mean, even somebody like a Sekou Clark, although we know what happened with him. But talent gone wrong, man. Talent gone wrong.
I think part of the thing is so once them reach the US pro circuit and them start probably make a little change,
Mm.
um, everything just start go. Then probably feel to them reach and the hard work they need no more. So that's it.
Hi, Don. Don is up. Don is saying bonjour to the one. Why is Don not sleeping? Don is in France. Greetings to you, Don. Um, yeah.
Arlene,
Hey, Arlene. Greetings to you. How you doing? Arlene in the house. Don't think you mean Batman. No, there was one called MacGyver Clark. I think it was Kevin Clark or something like that. You're too young, Moffat, to know them people. These were athletes when we did, track and field knowledge. Um, Enough of them just run with it. I guess a lot of them wanted the opportunity to go to the US and get in there. I mean, it's especially college life. It's very easy to get caught up in drinking and
yeah, I know.
partying and things like that. And once you get the scholarship already, I guess, Sekou Clark, yeah. Once you get the scholarship, for some people, they realize that, okay, champs was exciting and stuff, but they don't really want to do it after. They can't bother with the training and the cold. But trust me, sometimes they find Lanya cold enough. The weather in abroad is sometimes so um, cold that you don't really want to train and things like that. So, I mean, it's difficult, but there's a lot of talent. I am worried about Brianna Listad. I don't know if she made a good decision leaving. I mean, the Twins have dropped to MVP. So, if I were Brianna, I would have got get very close to that Spets coach who is coaching Shelley and Fraser Price right about now. Because I think he is very good. So I would have gone to, is what Shelley is what them call them? Elite Performance. That club, yes. But we just hope that she'll be able to make the transition. Um, but me know say sometimes foreign land cold to the point where you don't even take a shower. You get up in the morning and the way the place cold, you just wash your face and off to work or school or wherever. Much less we gonna get up, we gonna train for the track out field. So I can see how easy it is to just go down the wrong path. So guys, the Bam Bam will be tomorrow, and it is going to be a battle royal. I think Sherika Jackson is probably the favorite and the most logical winner.
I hear people on the road talking that if Shelly get the start, then it's all over.
No, Shelly won't have the momentum. I don't think.
Yeah, but I'm telling these people that let me understand how the 200 is. Sharika is a 400 athlete, so the strength and the stamina is there for maintain a 200 sprint.
The
Plus,
only
plus Shelly
person
coming
who
off how
I
much how
think,
much heats and things, and she's not as young as other athletes.
the only person who can beat Sharika is Elaine, and the only reason Elaine would have been able to beat Sharika is because her top end speed.
Top end speed.
Like when she max out, she's going faster. But if Elaine is not ahead of Sharika by 180 meters, then that's about it. Shellyan, she is improving. She ran 21.8 yesterday and looked so comfortable.
No,
But
but
in the
everybody
final,
know that Shelly will get the start.
she
Shelly
will
will
get
get
the
the start.
start. She will come off the curve probably ahead. But in those last 60 meters when she had dead for the finish line come quick, that's when a Sherika is dangerous and it will just go past her, you know? Um, and that's why the 200 always favors the quarter milers more than the
Yeah.
sprinter, if you notice. Maybe Shelley get a start, but the strength and stamina is key. I don't know what's up with Elaine, to be honest. She doesn't seem to be in, she doesn't seem happy. Something wrong with Elaine. I don't know what it is, but something wrong with Elaine Thompson. But if she can get her mentality together, she,
Remember, Elaine has an ongoing struggle with that Achilles tendon, So maybe it is acting up and we don't know. And she not saying anything.
she's not making any excuses.
Yeah.
That's true. Um, I, I'm not going to blame her coach or anything, but even her attitude pre-race, looked like a Elaine Thompson. It's like she's not in the mental space where, you know, I'm just hoping she can get it together by tomorrow. Because, she's my athlete, Amanda we say, but Wolfat, because Wolfat, you're the one who is married, so you can tell us how them things they work. Shelley's fire, but the yard of them. Mercy says, Arlene, Wolfat said, true or something, I'll go on with her. I think she and her husband have a problem. So, Wolfat, is it that when you have marital issues, it just affect your performance all around? Is that what you're saying?
More for it sound like a bit of confession going on.
I'm wondering, Having said that, though, her husband is her coach, and maybe that's not necessarily a good thing. Because if her husband shout upon her and say, look, Elaine, what you do? What kind of foolishness that you do? You know, maybe he was not going to be able to do that, you know, when she said, honey, we are talk to Saul. You see what I mean? Like, it's probably not a good idea to have your husband as your coach, but she doesn't seem as happy. Even when they must celebrate, Elaine don't look like she really are celebrate. Elaine look like, you know, something wrong. I don't know what's going on. I know her best friend, you know. You know Elaine Thompson's best friend. So I'm gonna try it. But tomorrow I'm gonna call her before and try to find out if Elaine is okay. Because if anybody should know, the best friend will know. So you see what man can do to us, says Arlene. Mixer says the way how Elaine looked, it seemed more like a foot injury. She did say she had a shoulder injury at the start of early season. She had a shoulder injury. You know. Early season, she had a shoulder injury. Maybe kicks. She did too much pupalik. She had a shoulder injury early. Because even when we were Elena run, it looked like, oh, me would have run like when back pain, when we sleep now on bed when I saw writing. And like, you know, she's running like within herself. She's not exploding fully where you could say, okay, she left everything she had on the ground. You understand? It looks a bit weak to me.
So the final event of the night is off, which is the 3,000 women's steeplechase. Again, I'll say this again, but for the lovers of the race, I don't see the purpose of this race. Why we
CDE,
why we have to be
why?
jumping over things and jumping in water and
But I think the water is what everybody likes. Isn't that what everybody likes? The jumping in the water? That's
why
what we
I
like to see. Me not look for nothing else in the steeplechase apart from when they might jump over the water. That's the most exciting part of the race to me. There's an athlete from Iran who is covered from head to toe, I have to say. Well, I just assume it's Iran, but it could be Qatar or one of them countries. And they're coming up to the water.
I'm not seeing that athlete. Who is that athlete?
Yeah, man, she's towards the back of the
Okay,
pack.
I just saw her. I just saw her.
So the steeplechase. Um, See, the water, the splash, and you're looking at people going drop her. Oh, it's fun. Guys, tell me if you love the water in the steeplechase. Uh, Moffat says she said a shoulder and foot, but trust me, like it. She looked out of it like her mind. At home, maybe her grandmother. We need to get her grandmother to video call her before the race. Maybe she have a meet at home where her run her foot hard. Maybe that hurt her foot and she have fallen like, oh, she leaving at home. I like the tossing and falling, says Moffat. Yeah, that's the exciting thing. 3,000 meters, says Tilaham Mulat. Welcome. Um, that is the exciting thing about the steeplechase. You know, the one hurdle, some of them go all the way over it, some of them put them foot on it, and I'm always wondering if it's going to break. But yeah, I'm just hoping she can get it together because it would be good to sweep. I know the men are looking to sweep the 200. So we cannot allow the men to sweep the 200 and the 100 and not sweep the 200 as well. So we need Elaine to be up there and fighting. And I mean, the 200 is our preferred event, you know, so let's just hope. The steeplechase is going 5 laps to go and 5 more water jumps to go. So who are people bringing? Guys,
Who
remember to give me a thumbs
who
up
came who came up with this idea?
of the steeplechase.
Yeah, I really love to know.
I think that it's a hurdles race for long distance runners.
Yeah, so what's the water about?
The water, um, good question. What is a steeple? And why is it called steeplechase? Maybe it's a, I don't know. I know women didn't run the steeplechase until like 2000 and something. But for years they weren't allowed to do the steeplechase. It was just a men's event. But with people talking about equality of men and women and things like that, I think they started to allow the women to do the steeplechase. As a matter of fact, when the Olympics started, women weren't even allowed to do 400 meters. It was just sprinting because they claimed that the women were too tired and it didn't look appropriate to have women looking tired. And so I think track and field started like for women started years after. Might have been 1928 or so. Olympics started 1896. To give you an idea of how long before they allowed women to
All right,
participate in the
all right.
field.
So listen to this. The event originated in Ireland, where horses and riders race from one town steeple to the next.
Okay. Do the horses run in water? Or
Along
is
the
the
way,
horse
runners inevitably have to
water?
jump streams and low stone walls separating estates. So they jump over streams, which is the water, and low walls, which is the little the hurdles.
Also, it's glorifying slavery. As Moffat said, it's a slave race.
But that is why that's why I keep saying I don't see the purpose of this.
But
Because
there's
it
a
said
lot of
it's
things.
where horses and riders were raced from one town steeple to the next.
Mm.
Remember say who invented it now?
Yeah, because horses jump over hurdles, don't in like normal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you came in a spark horses jump over
No.
hurdles.
We don't have that. We don't do those events out here. It's mostly the English race and so forth in
Yeah,
Ireland and so.
English racing. So the other people that are race like horse. Maybe the water is where the horse drink from. But I have to say, guys, listen, from the idea of an email, watch track and field, and it's my favorite sport. But I have to say that this is probably the worst and most boring world championship I've ever seen.
Yep.
The Americans them should hang them head in a shame. It's been so poorly organized. Like there's no excitement whatsoever. You would
And
have think that.
I can tell you they're going to come out and say it was the best one.
I mean, when did you ever see finals going with half the stadium empty? Like even that is an embarrassment, and it's not even a big stadium because the stadium is like it's like a 10,000 seater, and I think they added an extra 20,000 just for the event. But I just find everything boring. This fake medal thing is stupid, and the entire thing is just so boring compared to how Tokyo did the Olympics. I'm not saying by any means that it's the same budget, but there's just nothing. Even like tonight, why would you have only semifinals and then a steeplechase final as the main event for tonight? Of course, the stadium gonna be empty. You have to have like a main thing, like okay, tonight you have the men's 400 finals, tomorrow you have the women's 400 final, or you cannot have a day 7 or day 6 with a steeplechase as the main event where you finish. It's come on. So Ethiopia now and Kenya now pushing to try to take down the athlete who is leading. And
So Kazakhstan has won the steeplechase. It looks to be Kenya second
Ethiopia second.
or Ethiopia second. Kazakhstan won.
Ethiopia looks to get third as well. Yeah. Ethiopia third and second. Like no the crowd, even the medal ceremony, you want to fall asleep during the medal ceremony.
Yeah,
It's like,
there's just
come on,
there's no oomph to it.
there's no oomph to it. And this is what the greatest nation on earth. Come on. You never see one little mascot or somebody boosting the crowd. Yeah, it's just so bad. I'm picturing
She,
slaves trying to escape and facing a lot
she
of
getting a spirit on the track.
and what? Oh God. I wish I do. Get that spirit. Watch out.
Yeah.
Lord Amasi, Joruto from Kazakhstan. I think that's probably Kazakhstan. And it's a world championship record. So that's good. And that's probably the first medal Kazakhstan ever get in them history. So
Yep.
um, you can imagine. You can imagine Joruto championship record. Moffat says it's true. This world championship coming like a pickup ball game. Lambert is here. Welcome, Lambert. Saying amen, my brother. It's the most boring championship. It is. And you had so many potential to. Marsha said, did I miss the 200? The 200 is tomorrow. It's tomorrow, the 200 final. It's tomorrow night. It's this time tomorrow, to be exact. Or a little earlier than this time tomorrow. So you didn't miss the finals. Like even recently, like when they had the finals, you would see them coming out of the tunnel and doing a little dance or something, and you know, trying to make the final.
We don't get none of them excitement and fandangles there.
I went to the Diamond League in Paris a few weeks ago, and even there they had like virtual guitar and virtual surfboard where people were standing up in the crowd and they were on the screen playing guitar and surfing and it's simple things, but it was just animating the crowd and building a vibe and you know
No, but from early Moffat we know the track wasn't fast. We knew from early that the track wasn't fast. So we weren't expecting. I hear people talking about records this and records that. I wasn't expecting any records to be broken. And I don't think we have had any records broken so far either. Which is kinda weird because most of the other championship you have at least one record. If it's even in a field event or something.
true. But we have had championship record like in the steeplechase.
Yeah, you have championship record, but the big one, which is the world record, you normally get a one record broken. But we haven't had that.
Especially given that in the world championship, if you break a world record, your prize value is double.
Yeah.
I thought the track was fast, but it's a big disappointment. Moffat, it was fast last year because if you remember, Elaine Thompson ran 10.54 on it last year. But I think they relayed it, and for obvious reasons, because do you think that the United States would want anybody to break Flojo's record in the United States? I'm not so sure they
But check,
would.
the girl gone swimming at the pool.
I lie. Oh, the Turkish guy did that yesterday.
The girl gone lay down in the pool.
I saw the Turkish guys doing that yesterday. They went and celebrate in the pool. So wow. And I bet she can't swim. Because that is not a swimming day. And she collects her fake medal.
And she kiss it though.
Even this big old
I
ugly
don't see,
medal.
I fail to understand you go to give them a fake medal.
I can see the little I can see where that could have been a bit fun. But the fact that the medal is so big and ugly, the medal is so big and ugly, so that's probably my issue with it. Even if it's fake.
I've seen only one medal ceremony, and it's the one with the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anymore.
So I don't think that America would want Flojo's record to be broken in the US. So I think they made the track slow, which is basically to make the track soft. And YouTube has just given me limited. I wonder them. Do I fight the progress now?
I don't know, I'm to YouTube, you know.
I'm gonna query it again. They keep on doing
YouTube is just so discouraging to creators.
Exactly. This is the third night in a row they change it to go to limited. Like, come on. Yeah, so basically, if you want the track to be fast, the track has to be hard for sprinting. And like long distance runners prefer the track to be soft. Because the harder the track, the more bounce you get. So like for sprinters, it makes it fast. So that's how the fast, they have fast track and slow track. Yeah, YouTube is sometimes really discouraging, you know, especially for small content creators. And probably for big content creators too, because they're going to always find a way to limit the amount of revenues they pay out. It's a business, they are a business.
I don't know. Some things I see the bigger ones get away with. And
But even
the
there
things
are
that we
people
see
who are
them.
showing the World Championship as we speak. And I'm seeing the medal table. Jamaica is currently in fifth place in the medal table. That's fifth in the world. We know the Jamaica people are satisfied because we are cuss out the man them now win the medal and stuff. But we are fifth in the world, guys. All right, Don, going back to sleep. Okay, see you tomorrow for the excitement.
Come guys, 47 persons, 48 persons watching. We can get the likes up to 30. If I beg for thumbs up too.
I think some people don't know how to do thumbs up.
Guys, the thumbs up is that little icon with the thumb in the air, the little hand with the thumb in the air, just click on it.
And it's free.
Don't cost you anything. Alright, so we get 20 there. Come, let's get 10 more.
The thumbs up are free, guys. Just give us a thumbs up. If you haven't,
Alright, 9 more.
interestingly, I've been getting more subscribers than thumbs up. If that makes sense. Let me if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, the subscribers is always good.
But guys, if you can give us a thumbs up, that's all we charge over here. No offering plate over here. Just a little thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing Moffat said, yep, there are persons actually showing the work. Yeah, because it seems
I see people all the while showing football and stuff like that.
exactly. And look at
And
my video. My video that we were just You could barely see the TV screen, and they wanted to attack me for that video. And I go on people's channel, and I'm seeing whole football match or highlights, like 15, 20 minutes worth of highlights. With even somebody like TVJ, where supposed to be,
Free to air.
yeah, but some people are able to do it, some people are not. So I don't know. And then they will demonetize some people for certain things, and others are have whole heap of ads still. So I don't know what's YouTube going on, to be honest.
Come, guys, let's get the thumbs up to 30. We're at
No,
22.
I must the right. I'm not at my house and I'm in my cafe. I want must is there. Oh my god.
The jump it gonna kill some skits.
Oh,
Boy, more fat it never need a minute worth of footage. You put up seconds in a problem.
it's a CDE. I have a phobia for rats, man. I don't like them.
So you
There's
catch
a
a one
little
there?
He's outside, but he's trying to come into the cafe because I'm actually at the cafe.
Oh,
Like I have this Jamaican cafe for the month of July. So I was here working and decided to just stay. But he's outside trying to come in. It's not normal.
you see that's why now more fat you find a lot of people start abandon YouTube and gone over TikTok. And things are so much easier over TikTok. When they get a follow over TikTok, you don't have to worry if it's gonna drop off. YouTube they get a subscriber by tomorrow you're looking at it subscriber gone. Because them in a feeling mind, the person not watch the video properly, the person not comment properly, the person no thumbs up the video, no subscribe properly. All kind of foolishness.
In fact, it must be ratatouille, you know. See, it even mean sometimes even if like a phone ring, them will attack certain people for that. So I don't know. I don't get it. Mega, I have to bring like a rat poison because you know black people stay if they see rat and food in the same place. They ain't gonna wanna eat here.
Yeah.
So the good thing is he's on the outside, but if he's on the outside, he will find a way to come in that little wolf. Him little like a bucket cover. He should be home with his parents, you know. Um, yes, guys. So give me a thumbs up before you go. Let me tell you what's on tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be juicy and interesting and exciting. So I'm going to tell you what you can look forward to tomorrow. Well, clearly the most interesting races will be the 200-meter races for men and women. So it's a big showdown between Noah Lyles and Knighton. And then, of course, the even bigger showdown between Shelley and Fraser Price, Sherika Jackson, Elaine Thompson, Dina Asher Smith, who is the defending champion, Abby Steiner, who got a spanking yesterday, who will go, she must have to come with something tomorrow, Abby. Because me
Don't
never
don't
like
don't forget don't forget the girl there. Say it or such again. Say it.
and of course
Mr.
and,
Say
of course sailing. And there are the 800 for women tomorrow. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing our athletes in the 800. We have Adele Tracy, The must come back. No, sir.
But I said TVG have a thing where they might give us something there, some prices. I mean, I tell you, the number they get, it just constantly busy. No matter what you call it, busy.
Oh, so maybe I can do that on my channel then. Try
And
get
when
our
it
support Jamaican.
and when it ring, nobody no answer.
Oh, so it's fraud. So maybe I do a credit giveaway tomorrow or something. What kind of prizes they giving now?
Um, one of them is like a NCB gift certificate, but it come with condition. Cause it's not a cash certificate.
Mm.
You have to use it for buyback either stock or something from NCB.
Oh,
So you have to use it for invest back. $40,000 certificate. And them give it things like tablet and so on and so.
okay. Maybe we'll do a world champs, a special 200-meter pre-race giveaway or something. I
Come
haven't
guys,
given,
get the thumbs up to 30.
I haven't given away anything since reaching my 2,000 subscribers. So coming up tomorrow, we have the 800. So I was telling you that Adele Tracy will be in the first heat of the 800. And of course, we have our national champion, Natoya Gould. She's going to be in the 800 as well. She is in heat. Let me not tell you anything silly. I think she's in heat 5 of the 800 meters. So, no, actually, it's Christian Garden, who used to be a 400-meter runner, who has now gone up to the 800. She's somebody also I thought would have been tearing up the 400 by now,
Who that,
based on
Christian?
how good she was at Homewood, yeah. But she has moved up to the 800, and why not? She has run a personal best this season. And then in Heat 6 is Natalia Gold. So we have three competitors in the women's 800. There is Adele Tracy in Heat 1, Christian Gordon in Heat 5, and then Natalia Gould, she's in Heat 6. So, and that's a potential medal again for Jamaica in the 800 for women. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that race in um, tomorrow. And then also on tomorrow is the men's triple jump, the javelin, and the 800 semifinals for men. Jamaica is out of that. And then the finals for women and men, 200. And then on day 8, which is Friday, it's going to be the 405. This is going to be a big day for Jamaica because it's going to be the 400 meters finals for women, the 400 finals for men, and the 400-meter hurdles finals for women. And Jamaica has competitors there. And we also have the 4x1 for men and women heats. I'm going to give you the lane draw for the men's 400. Christopher Taylor is in the finals, but he will be running from lane 1. That's Christopher Taylor. He'll be running from lane 1. Kirani James is in lane 3. Michael Norman in lane 4. Hudson Smith will be in lane 5. And Wade Van Nicker, he's in lane 7. So those are the big ones for the men's 400 meter. And the one that we will probably be looking forward to will be the women's 400 meters. And I'm going to give you the lane draw for that as well. The women's 400-meter finals. We have two Jamaicans in it. So you decide whether or not the lane draw will matter. Stephanie Ann McPherson, she'll be in lane 2. Just ahead of her will be Shawnee Miller-Weaver. Cofield will be in lane 4. Candice McLeod is in lane 5, and Paulinho is in lane 6. So that's Stephanie Ann McPherson. Stephanie Ann McPherson is in lane 2. Shawnee Miller-Weaver will be in lane 3. And then Candice McLeod will be in lane 5. Paulinho is in 6. Cofield is in lane 4. The Barbadian Sada Williams is in lane 7. And then the Polish athlete is in lane 1. So that's interesting. Stephanie in 2, Candice in 5, Paulinho 6, Shawnee 3. So both Jamaicans will have fire ahead of them in the lane beside them. So that's what's coming up on Friday. Then on Saturday, it's going to be the finals of the 4x1 for men and women, and the 800 finals for men, and then the heats for the relays 4x4. And then on last day, well, it's going to be the 4x4 relays for men and women. And then we have the 100 hurdles final for women. That's going to be on the last day, as well as the 100 meters semifinals. Because you know the 100 meters, usually finals and semifinals are done on the same day. So that's what's coming up this week. So guys, tomorrow, get to know coffee early. Champagne for those who drink. And let's get ready to celebrate. Another clean sweep, I hope, but
Tomorrow's afternoon session only, right?
tomorrow is afternoon session only, yes. I normally only look at the afternoon sessions for the yeah, but tomorrow is only afternoon. The only other morning session is going to be on Friday, which is the walking race for women. And then you have like the heats of the hurdles on the morning of that Saturday morning. And then the 400 hurdles finals for women. Lane 2 will be Rochelle Clayton. She's the only Jamaican who is in the 400 hurdles final. McLaughlin will be in 5. Dalila Mohammed will be in 6. Femke Ball is in 4. And Shamir Little in lane 3. Britton Wilson in lane 1. And Gianna Woodruff in lane 7 for Panama. And Anna Rishkova is in lane 8. But the interesting thing is that the United States, they don't have any women in the finals of the 400 meters. But in the 400-meter hurdles finals, there are 4 American women. There are 4 women, 4 Americans in the finals of the 100-meter hurdles.
And
400.
I think that's a first for the quarterman not to have a US representative.
Right. So they're missing any in the 400, but they have 4 in the finals of the 4 hurdles. So it goes to show that they will still be strong in the hurdles in there. So, guys, tomorrow we might start a little earlier to give away something. But you'd have seen that today was another disappointing day for the men. Uh, Chris Taylor is the only one who has advanced to a finals, and Nathan Allen. Well, I don't know what happened to Allen. I don't know if there's an official word on what happened to him, but he just stopped after 5 meters. So, not quite sure what happened there. And everybody is asking what happened to Allen on Twitter. So I was hoping to see something on Twitter, but there's nothing. Everybody's just saying what happened to Nathan Allen. So just have to wait and see if he posts anything. But so far, no news on Nathan Allen. So, anyways, we're gonna end the live. Any last words, CDE?
No, just come tomorrow for the cracking events, the 200. Let's see where that goes. I hope we get the 1, 2, 3 sweep. Looking forward to that.
Definitely.
And on the men's side, we have to just watch that race and cry.
And think what could have been or what used to was, as somebody would
Yeah.
say. All right, guys. So
Big up
thank you very
yourself,
much.
Mixing.
Mixing, big up yourself. Arlene, Mystic, and all those who stopped by, and all those who are on Facebook as well. Bless up on yourself. Until tomorrow. Bye for now.
Big up.